There is a torture chamber that is more brutal than any dungeon in history. In this chamber, the victim is burned alive, drowned, rejected, bankrupted, and humiliated over and over again. He screams for mercy. He begs for it to stop. But there is no torturer. There is only the victim and his imagination. This is anxiety. You are the prisoner and you are the warden. You are suffering for things that have not happened. You are suffering for things that might happen. You are suffering for things that will never happen. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, diagnosed this madness perfectly. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Look at your life. How many catastrophes have you played out in your head? What if I get fired? What if she leaves me? What if I get sick? You play these movies in 4K resolution in your mind. Your heart races. Your cortisol spikes. Your body reacts as if the tiger is attacking you right now. But there is no tiger. There is only a thought. You are hallucinating. You are living in a nightmare of your own creation. The modern world calls this overthinking. The Stoics called it madness. It is time to wake up. It is time to turn off the projector. Today, on Philostrion, we are going to break you out of the torture chamber. We are going to explore the Stoic laws of fearlessness. We are going to kill the what-ifs and replace them with so what. Law number 1, do not fight ghosts. The future does not exist. Read that again. The future is a concept. It is a projection. It is a ghost. The only thing that is real is the present. The only thing you can touch, change, or control is right now. When you have anxiety, you're trying to solve a problem that hasn't been born yet. You're trying to cross a bridge that hasn't been built. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present." Think about that. You are afraid that you won't be able to handle the future, but you have handled every single difficulty in your life up to this point. You survived 100% of your bad days. Why do you assume you will suddenly become incompetent tomorrow? Why do you assume you will be weak? You are insulting your future self. You are assuming that future you will be a coward who cannot cope. Trust yourself. When the problem arrives, if it arrives, you will handle it then. You will have the resources then. But you cannot handle it now because it is not here. Stop fighting the mist. Save your sword for the real enemy. Law number 2, retreat into the citadel of the now. Anxiety cannot exist in the present moment. Anxiety needs time to grow. It needs the future tense. I will fail. It will hurt. Test this. Right now, in this exact second, are you okay? You are breathing. You are safe. You are fed. There is no tiger biting your leg right now. The pain is only in the projection. The Stoics practiced delimiting the present. They built a wall around the current moment. When you feel the panic rising, shrink your timeline. Don't think about next year. Don't think about next week. Don't even think about tomorrow. Can you handle the next 5 minutes? Yes. Anyone can endure 5 minutes of anything. Good. Then just handle that. When a ship is in a storm, the captain doesn't worry about the port that is 1,000 miles away. He worries about the wave that is hitting the bow right now. If he handles this wave and then the next wave, the port will take care of itself. If he worries about the port, he will miss the wave and he will sink. Cut off the past, cut off the future, live in day-tight compartments. You don't have to carry the weight of your whole life. You just have to carry this moment, and this moment is light. Law number 3, the vaccine for fear. Most people deal with anxiety by denial. Everything will be fine, they say. Don't think negative thoughts. This is weak. This is fragile, because if things are not fine, they are destroyed. The Stoic does the opposite. The Stoic looks the nightmare in the eye. This is premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Instead of running from your fear, you visualize it. You are afraid of losing your job? Okay, visualize it. Sit down, close your eyes. Imagine the boss firing you. Imagine packing your box. Imagine the walk to the car. Now ask yourself, is this the end of the world? No. You are still alive. You have skills. You can get another job. You can start a business. Is this unbearable? No. It is just uncomfortable. By visualizing the worst-case scenario, you strip it of its power. Fear thrives in the unknown. It thrives in the shadows. When you shine the light of logic on it, you realize the monster was just a shadow on the wall. You realize, I can handle this. Once you accept the worst outcome, you have nothing left to lose. And a man with nothing to lose is fearless. Don't hope for the best. Prepare for the worst, and you will be invincible. Law number 4, the logical audit. Anxiety is vague. It is a cloud of doom. Stoicism is precise. It is a laser of reason. When you are spiraling, use the "and then what" technique. I'm afraid I'll fail this presentation. And then what? Then my boss will be mad. And then what? Then I might get a bad review. And then what? Then I might not get the promotion. And then what? Then I'll stay in this job or find a new one. Wait, that's it? That's the catastrophe you are losing sleep over, that you might stay in your current job? When you follow the fear to its logical conclusion, you usually find something very mundane. You don't find death, you find inconvenience. We treat minor embarrassments like they are death sentences because our tribal brains think rejection equals death. But you're not in the tribe anymore. You're in the modern world. If you fail, nobody kills you. You just try again. Stop letting vague fears ruin your life. Drill down. Find the bottom. Once you see the bottom, you stop being afraid of the fall. Law number 5. Focus on the trigger, not the wind. Epictetus taught us the single most important rule for mental peace, the dichotomy of control. Some things are up to us. Some things are not up to us. Up to you, your preparation, your effort, your mindset, your words. Not up to you. The outcome, the critics, the economy, the weather, the future. Anxiety comes from trying to control what is not up to you. You're trying to control the wind. You're trying to control the target. This is insanity. You will fail, and you will be miserable. The Stoic sniper focuses only on what he can control. His breathing, his aim, the squeeze of the trigger. Once the bullet leaves the gun, he relaxes. If it hits, good. If the wind takes it, good. He did his duty. Stop attaching your self-worth to the outcome. I hope they like me. Out of your control, anxiety. I will be authentic and respectful. In your control. Peace. I hope I don't get sick. Out of your control. Anxiety. I will eat healthy and exercise. In your control. Peace. Withdraw your energy from the external world and pour it all into your internal process. When you focus on the process, the fear disappears because you are too busy doing the work. Law number 6, stop paying interest on a debt you don't owe. Worrying does not empty tomorrow of its sorrow. It empties today of its strength. When you worry, you are suffering twice. Once in your imagination and once in reality, if it happens. And if it doesn't happen, then you suffered for nothing. You paid interest on a loan you never took out. Seneca said, "What is the use of running out to meet your suffering? Life is hard enough. Why are you adding extra weight? Why are you volunteering to be miserable? You ruin the taste of your dinner by worrying about tomorrow's breakfast. You ruin the joy of the weekend by worrying about Monday morning. This is a crime against your life. You are destroying the few moments of peace you actually have. If the bad thing happens, you will have plenty of time to be sad then. Don't start early. Be greedy with your peace. Defend your happiness. Tell your anxiety, I will deal with that problem when it has the courage to show up to my face. Until then, I am enjoying my coffee." Law number 7, the ultimate liberation. Why are you so anxious? Because you think you have something to lose. You think your reputation matters. You think your possessions matter. You think your status matters. Let me relieve you of this burden. You are going to lose everything. You are going to lose your job, your money, your memories, and your life. It is not a possibility. It is a guarantee. Memento mori. Remember, you will die. This sounds scary to the weak, but to the Stoic, it is freedom. If you are already a dead man walking, what is there to fear? Embarrassment? Who cares? You're dying. Failure? Who cares? You're dying. Rejection? Who cares? You're dying. Anxiety is a side effect of taking life too seriously. You think this is a drama? It's not. It's a comedy. We are all actors on a stage, and the play is short. Why are you trembling in the corner? Why are you afraid to speak your lines? The curtain is going to fall soon anyway. Play your role with courage. Take the risk. Make the move. The worst thing that can happen is that you die. And you are going to do that anyway. So you are free. Stop trembling. Stand up. The torture chamber is unlocked. It has been unlocked the whole time. Walk out. Ascend.